Welcome to Philippine-Canadian Enquirer's Daily News Roundup, brought to you by CanadianEnquirer.net, your only Filipino-Canadian daily news portal. I'm Rona Echo, and here are stories making headlines today. Bongbong Marcos says, "Why run for Senate when I've won as Vice President?" Former Senator Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. firmly said that he is not running in the 2019 senatorial election, for he is determined to finish his quest in unraveling the cheated victory of Vice President Leni Robredo in last elections. Quote, "I'm not running for Senate in 2019. I will finish my petition because I believe that I am fighting for the truth," unquote, Marcos said during the Kapihan sa Manila Bay on Wednesday. Quote, "Why would I run for senator? I already won as vice president," unquote, Marcos added. Hearing on the electoral protest Marcos filed against Robredo is ongoing. Quote, "I will not stop this protest. I believe I have been cheated in the previous elections. I will reveal the real count of the votes so that the people will know who the country really chose as vice president," unquote, Marcos said. Moreover, the former senator said his plans of not running will not change, even if he would receive an endorsement from President Rodrigo Duterte. Public teachers' wage increase unlikely to happen, says budget chief. The government will need to have an additional cost of 500 billion pesos to fulfill the plan of doubling the salaries of public school teachers, an amount that the Department of Budget and Management is not ready to dole out. At the Kapihan sa Manila Bay on Wednesday, Budget Secretary Benjamin Jokno cited the total number of teachers in the Philippines and the projects that are more prioritized by the administration as factors in the impossibility of its materialization. Quote, "Unfortunately, that requires a huge amount because there are 600,000 teachers, and I would think that salaries alone of teachers would be about 500 billion pesos. Doubling the salaries of teachers would need 500 billion pesos," unquote, Jokno said. Quote, "I think that is not our priority at this time. Our priorities are build, and social protection, taking care of the poor," unquote, Jokno added. Jokno said that such moves should be studied carefully, stressing that Filipino taxpayers would not want a budget that is purely for salaries. However, he also said that the best time to consider salary adjustment for public teachers and other government workers should be after the completion of the fourth tranche of the salary standardization. Lacson criticizes solons to push a four-term extension and no election. Legislators who expressed support in the cancellation of elections next year and extension of terms of incumbent officials in line with the government's shift to federalism took a swipe from Senator Panfilo Lacson, who described them as overly attached to their positions. Quote, "Very desperate. It's like they're still in the phase of courtship but eagerly wanting to score right away," unquote, Lacson said. He added that these actions of some lawmakers display desperation to stay in power and could very well impede the materialization of the goal to convene the Congress into a constituent assembly. Lacson said that their approval for such scenarios reflect their selfish motives, stressing its negative impact to the public. Quote, "This early, some members of Congress are already showing their real intentions that are bordering on personal interests. The Filipino people who will ultimately be tasked to ratify the new constitution are not stupid not to see the malevolence even at this early stage," unquote, he said. That wraps up your news here on PZI Daily News Roundup. Thank you for joining us. For more news stories, visit our website at www.canadianenquirer.net.